Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I'm unboxing the Meta Quest 3. This is the half terabyte capacity version. It retails currently for $499 US. I'll include a link in the description for those of you interested in purchasing one. And in full disclosure, this was furnished to me by the manufacturer for review purposes, but this is not a sponsored unboxing, nor will my full review be sponsored. So with that said, what is the Meta Quest 3 all about? Well, of course, VR, AR, and really being the best overall value and I think performance proposition for VR here in 2024 and arguably into 2025 until it gets replaced. Now, this has been on the market for approximately 1 year, and the good thing is that Meta has continued to update this thing nonstop, really continuing to push it to be the most competitive product of its kind. They did launch the more affordable 3S, but again, my focus is on the Quest 3. It is really their most premium modern headset. We've got a Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 processor. We have, of course, 512 gigs of internal storage, which should get you all of the programs, apps that you need on board. 8 gigs of RAM. Runtime is a little over 2 hours. Of course, I will be testing that. It weighs a little over a pound. They've got, of course, the pancake lenses now, 2 4-megapixel cameras. The resolution per eye is 2064 by 2208. They're not using OLEDs like some of the competition, but I still expect great performance out of the LCD design here. Great field of view. I think it's 110 degrees, something right around there. And again, that pancake design, the time of flight sensor, all of these things really combine to give you something that is uniquely different. So let's go ahead and open this up. We've got our controllers. It also now supports game controllers. So if you want to use an Xbox controller, which I will absolutely be testing, you can to play games. In addition to that, do you have any interest in augmented reality? Because this does have clear color pass-through. That means you can see your surroundings, and then in addition to that, be playing a game while still seeing your surroundings. So whether you're looking for full immersion or a mixed reality version of full immersion, you can accomplish that. Do you want to watch an NBA game courtside? Sounds good to me. Do you want the virtual desktop experience through Steam? You'll be able to play games. You can use xCloud for Xbox gaming, as I try to keep this open. There are just so many different things, and this is so much more mature than it once was. So, scan to start is the first instruction you'll see as soon as you open this box. QR code will take you right into the app. And then just showing how to adjust the actual head strap, get it on comfortably. Now, I do wear glasses, so of course you'll be getting that as part of the review. We'll see if I have to use my contacts. Of course I will. But I'm going to test this from a perspective of someone who needs their vision to be corrected. And I think that's something that will be of value to many of you. My wife does not wear glasses, so you'll get the best of both worlds out of this review when it comes to comfort, usability, and all of that good stuff. So again, they're showing you for glasses use, they have a different insert, but I'll be using it both ways, as I mentioned. And I expect this to perform well. The pancake lens is, again, a big change from an engineering standpoint over days past, or years past, I should say. I'm going to move the box to the side and then talk to you about the sensors. Now, I mentioned we've got 4-megapixel cameras on the front for that clear color pass-through, and that's one of the most impressive features on this year-old VR headset at a price point like this. Now, even though this specific model was originally $650 US, now at $499, I think it's a really compelling value when you think about all of the gear, the technology that has gone into this, and the development over the years, really from the Oculus days to something that is so much more refined and really practical and useful. So I'm excited to see this. You've got a Pogo port here at the bottom for charging this. They have, or rather a dock that it can charge on, a proprietary one that Meta makes. You've got a Type-C port here. You have your 3.5 mil head jack or headphone jack on the other side. The time of flight sensor that I was talking about, I believe, is right here in the center array. And then it's really all about IR capabilities, tracking, that virtual desktop, being able to grab things. We're going to see how that works now, a year in the oven, so to speak, because competition has been out there. Of course, Apple changed Meta's push. And I think competition's always good for just about any product line, and specifically this one. While Apple is gone with the wind already, there's a reason that Meta is still right in the thick of it, and that's because, again, it's all about that blend of affordability, practicality, and having all of the features at the right price point. And I think that is the balance that Meta has attempted to strike here, and I'm excited to put it through the paces and see. Now, when it comes to the controllers, this is another element that Meta has worked on to make even more practical and useful. I go ahead and get rid of the product box sleeve. We don't need that. And I'll look if there's anything else in here. Of course, there are a few more things because there have to be in order to charge this. But I think that's the only other thing in there. So let me go ahead and get this out. And I'm excited about this because, VR has come a long, long way, especially with the clear color pass-through. I'm not expecting to be dazzled by it, but the fact that you can actually see your surroundings and use this at the same time, however you like, full immersion, like I said, step into a movie theater, watch a film, game on it, or make sure you can see your surroundings, whether you're working, playing. It's just very smart. So our wall adapter right there, our type C to C to connect that to charge the Meta Quest 3, and then a little bit of paperwork. So that's everything. But again, more comfortable joysticks, controllers than ever before, a better viewing experience than ever before in, again, the non-pro version world of Meta's VR experience. And then this is also being touted as the most comfortable experience, which I think is one of the biggest components of making this successful. Yes, you need to be dazzled by the VR, AR, mixed reality experience, but it's got to be worth putting on. And then for those of you that work out, because there, believe it or not, are people that do use VR for workouts just to keep themselves engaged. There are different types of cushion inserts here to make it more breathable. So there are just a lot of ways to customize this and make this your own, is what I would say, for the use that you plan on applying this to. Adjustable areas here on the headset. Of course, I'm going to remove this guy, and we'll see how well this all works out. I mean, I'm just excited because this is more mature now than it was back at launch in October, and when Meta reached out asking if I wanted to cover it, there's no better time, frankly. The price is right, it seems to me, especially for this model, if you want to really use this to full potential. I'm excited, personally, to try this with PC application. Tracking seems to be the area that we'll really be testing out for PC level gaming. Of course, the beauty of this is you don't need to connect this to a PC. It's its own product. You can game on it. Yes, the gaming quality of what the GPU onboard is capable of is nowhere near, let's say, my NVIDIA RTX 4090, but the fact that everything it's a standalone product that can game, and everything I've seen looks great on its own, and the fact that you can take it up to a higher level with PC compatibility, capability, that virtual desktop, all these things are really amazing, and things that, when I first started dabbling with Oculus products before Meta acquired them, of course, these were just things we could dream about. And so just a lot of excitement for me personally about this, and we'll see what the pound wearability and comfort is like for me personally. But just really, really excited. A lot of tech built into this, and a lot of engineering, and a lot of software improvements. But again, the biggest thing really being this design change to the pancake lenses. Everything I've read and heard and seen about this is that it is a tangible, real-world upgrade that really changes the experience. So I'm excited to see that. And yes, there's only a slight res increase on this versus the 3S. For those of you wondering if the 3S is the better buy, that really comes down to budget. I think if that fits your budget, you should probably be going with the 3S. And alternatively, if you can afford the price for the Quest 3, this is probably going to be the best device of its kind. As I stated at the top of the video, a little reincorporation for you film buffs. This is probably still going to be your best option. But again, everything I've seen about the 3S is excellent as well. It's just essentially a more affordable version of this, which means a little less on the feature side. Not something I want to dive into here. After all, this is all about the Quest 3 and just an unboxing that I'm excited to be sharing with all of you. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.